So, just how big is your social media, your platforms? So, this is Al Smith. You can look, it's called at your big pal Al83. I talk about him a lot. Uh, you could just type in Al Smith Ghostbusters and you'll be able to find it. So, here's a post that he made, and it's so true, but I'm probably less angry than he is. Now, I have not watched your video, Al. If you're watching this, I have not watched your latest post about this. So I'm just looking at the community post, not the video. So when I watch the video, I'm sure it'll be interesting. But okay, so let's look at this latest community posts. So news to me, there's a new social media app called Threads, or something that's killing Twitter. This is the problem right here. I'm just kind of acting out the the caps. We don't need more social media. We need to get rid of all of it, or most of it. Yes, I see the irony of me using it to say this. I'm so sick and tired of social media. I'm tired of feeling rejected or not important when people I care about don't add me or like my posts. I'm tired of scrolling through everyone else's lives as they show off and comparing their lives with mine. I'm tired of arguing about everything and anything with total strangers. I'm tired of the scammers trying to con me out of my money, of the algorithm telling me what I should watch, like, and follow, and posting some random asshole spoiling a movie before I have a chance to see it, since I can't always rush out to the theaters the second a movie opens. I'm just tired of it all. Aren't you tired of it too? Do we need to live vicariously through social media and compare our lives to others? People have killed themselves over this bullshit. When we did our lives so meaningless, when did our lives become so meaningless that we need to see other people's lives to validate our own? And I don't view YouTube as social media. I view that as content creation with various social media like aspects, which even still I have some issues with. Get the fuck off social media. Go live your lives in the moment. You don't need to take a picture of a lunch you had at McDonald's just to get 1,000K views. Technically, that'd be 1 million, I think, right? I think that's 1 million views. Anyway, live in the moment. Feel the presence of actual people, actual friends around you. That's life. Not the scrolling through this bullshit that has become the digital excuse for one. Yeah. So aside from the slight grammatical stuff, I think he's right on a lot of valid points. Now, I'm going to take this apart. So I don't know much about Threads. Threads and Kick. Now, when I think of Kick, I think of Kickstarter, not Kick as the alternative to Twitch. Now, I did have a Parler account, but Parler can be very right-wing, and I don't want something to be necessarily right-wing Christian. We love all the guns. We hate abortion. We hate all the things Democrats do, so we're Republicans. I don't like that shit. Okay, so that's the thing with Parler. So Threads and Kick are the new alternatives. We don't need more social media. I don't know if I agree, but I think there are people that are young now. We had Snapchat. I don't know much about Snapchat either. I never had a Snapchat or a Snapchat account. I don't plan to get one. Facebook I used to use MySpace. One of the first things I ever used was collegeclub.com, and that went out the fucking window. Anybody who's watching this, did you ever use College Club? And how did you use it? Remember when the Match you could pick up girls, or you could like look up girls that are kind of cute and then instant message them, like ambush them, and then you go start talking to them and shit and get their number and shit. I met a couple of girls that way. And then they had restrictions. Match you became a paid service. And then MySpace went out the door. I think the last girl that came to my house, I met off of MySpace, and that was 2012. Last time I ever did that. So, Al's sick of the social media. It's going to always be around. We're always going to, people used to use Vine. Not like Vine sauce, but Vine. I know Discord is still a thing. I don't use Discord. I do have a Discord account. I don't really use it that much. Tumblr, I never really used. I still use my Twitter. I do use Instagram, even though I don't use Facebook very much. Tired of, it's hard. As far as like posting something and people not caring about it, I hate it With Instagram, I kind of hate it. With Twitter, I hate it because I would expect people to find me on Twitter or Instagram and say, "Hey, oh, hey, it's you." And I get, you know, I get these people. I don't know if they're trying to sell me something, but okay, for those of you MGTOW or TFL, are you getting these fake girls? I'm going to ask this on Twitter too. Are you getting fake girls like liking your shit and then retweeting your shit? And you know these girls are like their Twitter accounts are like a day old, and they say hot sexy pics XXX. Find me here on this website. Like it used to be in the old days in the 90s, where I would go through Lycos, Excite.com, Yahoo.com on the net on the old Netscape engine, right? And you would see these pop-up windows pop up like pretend this is you on the internet, right? Here comes these pop-up windows, and they would have girls sucking cock or girls doing shit like flash, 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 and you would see it everywhere. Oh my God, I used to hate that. Here is the 2023 version of that, okay? You get these girls on Instagram, they're adding you, they're following you, and I'm like, who are you? Who the fuck are you? Are you real? No, you can't be real. Gotta be an algorithm, gotta be a bot or some other bullshit. So, and also too, yeah, I'm tired of scrolling through other people's lives. And I see like these well-to-do people. Maybe Senpai will notice, maybe Senpai will never notice. Um, I actually, you know, a crazy thing I did. Misha Collins, who was Two Face in the Gotham Knights show, who was Castiel, he has a public community cell phone number. So he uses that number, and he'll send you like, oh yeah, if you want to purchase this thing, it's limited time. It's some of my merchandise, you know, and all proceeds go to charity. So Misha Collins will bug you every now and then, but you know, there's some weird people like that online. I think he's a great actor, and I think he does. You know, he's. But I was just like, nah, maybe I'll buy this stuff, maybe I won't. But you know, people can be strange like that. They'll want you to buy products or merchandise. Maybe they'll notice your tweets. Maybe they won't notice your tweets. Maybe they won't notice your Instagram posts. It all depends on how they feel. Um, I'm tired of arguing about everything and anything with total strangers. So um, there are scammers. There are people that get political. There are people that are just inbred stupid, and I have to block them. Uh, and it's true. Like it's with YouTube. I feel like YouTube is a central point, and I'm gonna talk about YouTube in the next video. It's a nice center point. Rumble might be an alternative. Kick and Twitch. I would probably trust Kick more than Twitch if I was going to be streaming stuff. Outside of that, I don't really know. This is what works for me. TikTok is working for me and YouTube. And that's about it. I would say if I had to really be honest with you, okay? And I would be honest. Like as far as what is exposure and what is good exposure, what is bad exposure, I would say you look, you know, it's like a six-sided die, okay? Six or less platforms, okay? Don't go overboard with all these platforms that don't make sense, because in the end, you're going to get overwhelmed. You don't need to be overwhelmed. You just want to kind of stretch yourself a little bit. Live in the moment. Yeah, I mean, not every single moment you live has to be shared online. However, if there's something of value that I think people can learn from, you know, maybe I wish I could have shared this years ago. There's a McDonald's by the 5 freeway that's about 2.5 to 3 miles from my house, about west of my house. And there was a billboard years ago, maybe in 2009, 2010, and it had a billboard right above it that said Burger King. Our burgers have more meat than McDonald's. And it was right in front of the McDonald's. And it took about less than a month for them to tear down that billboard. They tore it down like in haste. Okay. That is something you share on Instagram or on Twitter or maybe here on YouTube. That's funny, you know, but live in the moment, meaning spending time with your friends, going to a concert, some events you can't photograph, and so you have to talk about it later. So, you know, that's fine. Um, that's life, as the Joker says, or Murray says at the end of the movie. Scrolling through the bullshit, you know, it's as Pat the NES Punk says, you know, you're somebody online and then you're somebody offline. I'm someone Like for me, I have my bad habits. I have my dirty habits. I pick my nose every now and then with Kleenex. I just jam it in there. Now I know this is the first time I'm telling you this, but I just have bad habits. I pick my nose hairs. This is gross stuff that women would never want to hear. But little things like this, I don't share, online because it has almost nothing to do with what is going on with the topic. But since this topic is about the platform itself, there's things. I mean, Al may pick his toe jam out of his toes. Okay, does he want to share that? No, it's gonna gross out people and lose subscribers. He doesn't need that. So Al has his own life outside. He takes care of his parents. He has to fight with people outside. You know, I remember he filmed that one time he fought with his neighbor who was just walking through his lawn, not even like asking permission, just walking through his front lawn on his property, going through the because he has a fenced property, so the guy just jumped over the fence and walked over it. It's like there are those moments you just people can learn something from that real life. But other than that, he's got his own stuff to do. He's got his own things. Whatever he goes on his own dates or meets his own friends, like the friends that he hangs out with. Okay, he talks about it later, so he doesn't always film it. Maybe one day, you know, uh, if you want to take a picture of you and your friend, something, a little bit of something. But we have our personas online than offline. Like I said, no more than 6 platforms. So I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook, but I don't really use it. Kick is not enticing to me because what kind of live streams would I do on Kick? And I don't do Rumble, but I would say TikTok works for me and YouTube. Anything else is anything else. So hopefully you learned something. If you like this video, you know what to do, and we'll get to topic number 2 and see if I can show this to you carefully.